podcast dedicated to the lore, legends, and myths surrounding the creatures that may lurk in your backyard. My name's Hewitt.
I'm Chris. How you doing, man?
I was in Atlanta this week.
How was that?
The training was good. There's a lot that I've taken from it. There's a lot I won't be able to do just because of facilities, and I don't know how receptive admin was because I saw my principal on her phone most of the time, not listening.
Was it like one of those things like, oh, I'm just obligated to be here, so I'm just...
I don't know. She was super into it. Now, the thing is, my principal and I both used to work for a closed charter school. That owner runs the Free Press here in town, and he published an article about us going to this and how his school was supposed to be the Monroe version of this, and it wasn't given its opportunity. And I'm like, good sir, you were no Ron Clark, is my first thought. But had a couple weird things happen. One, I completely failed body language.
Yeah, you were talking about that, and I swear to God, it's like... I forget, like, I hang out with you so much that I don't ever register any of your body language as, like, aggressive, but I guess, like, other people would.
Now, the thing is, I was in a group with an individual that was taller than me and also a rather short individual. Short individual was not the first one to say anything, because first thing the instructor said is, stand up, square your shoulders. Because, like, one of the big things about the Ron Clark style is you shake hands, you make eye contact, you're very direct, and you're very confident. Like, it's the... Even if a kid might not be able to read on level, if you help them develop confidence, they're going to be more willing to take a shot at an answer, give an answer, and if they don't get it right, they're also more likely to try to get it right. But it's, teach them confidence. So I squared my shoulders and stood up straight. And one person in my group went, I don't like that. I was like, yeah, I fold myself in. I'm broad. Like, I'm not overly tall, but I'm broad.
Yeah.
I take up some space, and I usually try to fold in on myself to not take up that space. Then they said make direct eye contact and smile when you shake hands. That is when I got listed as intimidating and aggressive because my smile, like it doesn't reach your eyes. I'm like, it never does. Then when I was talking to someone else in the next group,
when you smile, just so the listeners know, when you smile, like you can tell when you're not really like when you actually smile or when you're actually laughing is very different from you in like an environment where you have to smile, because it does kind of come off as like almost sarcastic smile.
Well, they said it looks like you're planning something. Then so they said smile with your teeth, and I smile with my teeth. I go, that's not
good.
That's not better, because I was like, hey, how are you doing? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, and it reminded me of the if chimpanzees smile at you, it's not actually friendly.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. They then want me to say something to somebody, and I have one tone, and they said I sounded sarcastic and flat, and I'm like, I literally have one, and I got told I had rested bitch face, which I've heard that one before, but I'm like, I only have.
It's like you really can't do anything.
I am working with what God gave me, and if you don't like this might be your problem, not mine. So that was kind of weird. Everything else was...
It feels like... I don't know. Like, I feel like the body language shit is kind of bullshit.
Well,
like,
the only reason I got kind of upset with it is I've spent a solid amount of time working on body language to not come off as aggressive and not... Because, like, for the longest time, I didn't think anything I did could be misconstrued as that. But... I then learned from when we started doing steampunk and we started getting more active in a large group and moved into like a semi-leader role kind of thing, that some people were off-put by how I stood next to them or how I did certain things, or certain things I said came out a way that they were not intended. So I started working on that. So that's the only reason when I posted on Discord about that, I was kind of upset. It's like, I've literally been working on this for a while.
The thing is, it's like, and I'm taking business classes, or I'm at the tail end of my business classes, and they have whole body language sections that are telling you to do exactly what you do, which is like, look someone in the eye, smile, shake hands, be cordial and direct. But like the problem with that sort of with that sort of guidance is that like everybody is different. Not everybody can, like, the way people like show that they're not threatening or show that they're paying attention or things like that can be different and variable, and people look different too. So
I mean, to be fair, we've posted TikToks to where people have responded that both of us look like we might be mean because we were glaring at the camera, and we're both just thinking, man, that beer was kind of gross.
yeah.
But none of this came from the instructor, by the way. This is the people that were with me. And what's
So
great,
it's just like the people roasting you.
a little bit, but what's funny is the principal of the junior high next to my school that I used to teach with,
Right.
he told somebody, that's just how he is. He's actually nice. Weird, but nice. And I'm like, thanks, but shut up.
Thanks for the backhanded compliment.
Yeah. Now, the next thing that was weird is the hotel was basically the back rooms, and I'll show you the video I posted of that.
So it had like the yellowish.
No, it was more like one of the other levels. It was a 22-story hotel that everything was built identical.
Oh.
And it still had a 1960s vibe. The carpet looked like
was it like one of those aged carpets that's like has like decades of dirt?
No, it was new.
Oh.
But it looked like the way they put the pattern on it made it look like grass.
So it was like almost a shag carpet?
No, it wasn't shag. Like it felt like carpet, looked like carpet, but the pattern on it, like especially like when you're looking down on the other floors, it started to very much look like AstroTurf. And they had every other room, there was a little bit that jutted out, and they had buckets of fake plants. Everything was just like what the video does it, because there's also a bit of an infinity loop.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's
weird.
That was weird. It was a nice hotel, but the greatest moment happened my last day there. Is I'm walking and there's a homeless dude, and I've seen him all 3 days, and I hand him $5. He's like, "Thank you. I got you, my man. You got my protection. This is my city. I am the king. You got the protection of Stank, the Possum King." Best $5 I spent in Atlanta.
Just Stank the Possum King came and helped you.
He's gonna be an NPC in a future game now. Like, I will make this man technically immortal with the internet. Because how can you not love Stank the Possum King? It's like the dude yelled his name like with such confidence. I'm like, yeah, that's Stank the Possum King, and apparently I'm protected.
Hey, you know what?
He might be my warlock patron now.
Yeah.
Coolest thing in Atlanta is I went to the aquarium and got to see a freaking whale shark, and that was dope.
Oh yeah, like
dude,
they have a really good aquarium there, don't they? Yeah.
I forgot about the sharks to the left because they'd closed it off for a feeding.
Yeah.
And they didn't want kids to see
the sharks ripping shit apart.
Because they can't not live feed hammerheads, reef tips, and bull sharks. You can't just like throw a dead... Well, the bull shark will eat anything you throw at it. But like they have to do live feedings, and so they kind of blocked it off for that, so I almost missed the shark exhibit. But the whale shark is in, I think, the single largest aquarium tank in the United States.
And it's just in there chilling out.
Oh, he's blubbing along all like 50 feet of this. It's a school bus in the ocean. And I'm like, this is absolutely gorgeous. And then a manta ray came by that was 15 feet across. And I'm like, I am small now. Like where we are now, I am.
Yeah, it's crazy like how big things get in the ocean. They just fucking it.
Dude, it was so cool. They had belugas. They had dolphins. One lady that was standing next to me was like, I didn't know dolphins were that big. And her boyfriend's like, what would you think they were like? I thought they were like the size of a dog.
What?
She said, I thought dolphins were like the size of a dog, like a big dog, like a Doberman or something. And he's like, no, dolphins are like 10 feet long. She goes, well, how big is dick?
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, I can't go anywhere without something weird happening. And I was just enraptured by that aquarium. It was...
You thought you would escape the weirdness when you're not in Louisiana, but
I thought I would.
Then you went to Atlanta, which is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... The ATL is special.
Yeah, hey, and I mean that in a nice way. Like, having a weird city is generally good.
It's good. It's
and I feel like the more liberal areas and like conservative states tend to be more weird anyway. I don't know.
Well, because you get usually big cities like Atlanta is like the Democrat district or blue district, liberal district in Georgia. So you get like the hyper conservative everything around it, but then you get concentration of all the artistic and weird. Like one of the things I wanted to go to, but I didn't because it was so hot, is there's a subway tunnel, like not like actual sub train stops at it, but like an underground pedestrian walk that is just a free graffiti hangout.
Really?
An exhibit.
So you can just go in there and graffiti.
I think you got to like pay to do it, which I'm like, and like basically like how do you stop people from illegally downloading? You make all downloads really cheap. Okay. Kind of thing, like how the main reason.
I mean, that's one of the things I think I talked about at work once, or just in general, instead of doing hostile architecture for skateboarders, just
give them a skate park.
Yeah. And all you have to do is just put up a sign saying, hey, skate at your own risk.
So, I mean, it's like there's a lot of really cool stuff there. I took a picture of the FIFA World Cup statue. I did have to edit one person out.
What? Oh. Yeah.
I didn't get to go to the Coke Museum or the Civil Rights Museum. They both closed like around 6, and I was getting back at 4:30.
Yeah, so you were pretty...
Civil Rights Museum was only like $20. The Coca-Cola one was like $85.
Okay.
But it like the Coca-Cola Museum is like a all day.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say one is a little bit more important, but if it's a more substantial tour, then...
Well, I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
But well, both of them are big, but also it's Coca-Cola, a private corporation, and the Civil Rights Museum is owned by the state government.
Right. It's like how the Vicksburg area is.
Yeah. Well, like the Battle Park is owned by the state. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And didn't the Battle Park get money from other states too?
Monument. Other states upkeep their monuments.
Right.
So, and if they start to fall behind, they do get like, hey, can you come clean up your monument? If not, we're going to send you a bill.
That's fair.
So. Kind of how it goes. It's also why there's a couple monuments that are overgrown at the Battle Park.
I mean, I figured that was going to be a thing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I did is I went to Atlanta and then, also coming back, a lot of people got food poisoning from if they ate the barbecue chicken that we got at the school the second day. So we're on a bus and it's bumpy. And there's people who ate that chicken because, like, apparently it was undercooked. Which I'm not adding. I'm not going to say the name of the barbecue company because it is rather famous in Atlanta. But
they had a whoopsie.
They had you're in the South, and the chicken, the humble yard bird, is one of the most ubiquitous dishes that you can cook in our section of the country. You are a professional barbecue place. One, the chicken should not be as beige as I am.
That's not good. No,
and well, there's a whole lot of sauce to the side, is what they did.
So wait, but if it's as beige as you are, I'm assuming they're not like putting it in a smoker.
They had it in a smoker, but it came out like.
Why is it that light then?
Because they didn't season it. And that's why I was more upset. That's the main reason I got the turkey instead of the chicken, is because the turkey was smoked turkey that was sliced and you could see the bark on it. And I'm like, okay, chicken is obviously not y'all's thing. But everybody that ate the chicken got the bubbly tummies. And so on the way back, we're hitting like all those bumps on an interstate. And so people are just running to the back, and there's a line at the potty that I am the amount of space I take up is damn near the exact amount of space you had inside the toilet of the bus.
Oh, yeah, because it's one of those, I know what kind of buses you're talking about.
Yeah, it was a tour bus that had the potty was turned sideways, so technically my knee was in the door the one time I had to use the potty.
Yeah, so it
was a tight squeeze, and some people had some tummy issues. Let's just say Buc-ee's was a welcome stop, an hour and a half coming home.
Yeah, last time we went to Buc-ee's, Ruby had got overstimulated in there because
It's a lot.
yeah.
One of my
I don't think I've ever been to a Buc-ee's where it hasn't been just
Packed.
insanely packed. And
well, it's one. The food is good. I won't lie, the food is good. I tried the brisket sandwich and the breakfast sandwiches. They slap. But Buc-ee's knows how to market. But one of my favorite things, and then we probably need to get off of the pre-show, is we're walking in and it's me and like all these elementary teachers. So it's me and like a whole bunch of middle-aged black women. And one of them goes, "Buc-ee's the pinnacle of white civilization and culture." And I was like,
I can't. You know?
They do have mayonnaise in a pump.
And also, it's just... This is what I'll say about Buc-ee's being, like, a pinnacle of white culture. Everybody enjoys it. Everybody looks forward to it. People love the food, all the different things you can buy there. And they do pay their employees pretty well, apparently.
So those are the good things. I feel like the reason that I couldn't argue with her is like, yeah, this store is definitely like redneck white coated to the frickin' T. Because it's got, it's the wall art of the soldier kneeling in front of the like the thin blue line flag type stuff.
I mean, it does have like the conservative core stuff in there, but like I still think it appeals to everybody.
Well, I mean, where else can you get that much store branded merch of everything? Like, I have a whole thing of snacks. I got the cheddar cheese, beaver tail.
Their seasoning. Like last time I went in there, I got some of their seasoning.
The barbecue seasoning is good. Yeah,
yeah, and I used it on the brisket seasoning for the beef ribs. I did.
It's solid, but I mean, like I got jerky, I got beaver nuggets, I got there's some that we'll need to try whenever there's a chance to do a brouhaha. I got habanero white cheddar.
Ooh.
That one's pretty good. And so, yeah, got a few different things there. But I mean, it's like the food section alone would make Buc-ee's a stop for me on any road trip. If I'm not going to go on my way for it. It's kind of like Boomland going up to Indiana. But I'm going to stop there because I'm already on the way. And I can get not just snacks, but like I have a plethora of snack choices.
Right.
But, so yeah, all praise the beaver.
All praise the beaver. Is the beaver what we're talking about today?
No.
Oh.
No. But now I got Primus stuck in my head.
Well, that's a different kind of beaver they're talking about.
I know. Still enjoyable.
Yeah.
Anyway, so to talk about one big city to move to another big city, we're going back to New Orleans.
As we do.
As we do. We're going back to New Orleans.
An essential asset to Louisiana.
Yep. Very much so. But we're going to a section of New Orleans that didn't used to be part of New Orleans. In fact, it didn't even used to be part of Orleans Parish.
Really?
We're going to talk about the old Carrollton jail and courthouse.
Oh, we're talking about another jail and courthouse.
That also for a period was a school.
Oh, so there's a lot of history here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So let's start out with some history about Carrollton. Carrollton was originally its own city connected to New Orleans by the Carrollton Railroad, today the St. Charles streetcar line. In fact, it terminates at Old Carrollton Street, which is almost at the levee on the Mississippi River.
Okay, so it's like right there, literally.
So like there's New Orleans and the St. Charles line that runs all the way down.
Right.
It turns around and you see the levee when you turn around.
And
so
then
it goes back into town.
Okay.
Now in 1833, Carrollton was designed by Charles Zippel. The town used to be part of the McCarthy plantation. Well, one of them. Do you remember
Zippel is a name.
Yep. Do you remember the most famous McCarthy that we've already talked about?
Well, the McCarthy I'm thinking of is probably not the same one.
Delphine.
Oh.
So, Delphine Lalaurie family owned much of what became Carrollton, much like they own most of the lower Ninth Ward and most of the land north of Rampart. Because remember, New Orleans used to just be the quarter. Canal Street was a canal.
Rich French aristocrats, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, it quickly became a desired suburb of New Orleans, and many wealthy folks moved out there. Early on, Carrollton became the seat of Jefferson Parish. With the rise of population, there was a rise in crime, and the prison was built in 1854 along with a courthouse, because it's the parish seat, you need a courthouse, and you need a jail to hold people waiting trial. The total cost for the courthouse and jail was $59,000 in 1854 mwe's.
So that would be
several
hundred.
You could bust out the handy dandy calculator.
Yeah, well, we'll just
future
it's
Chris.
Like, it's like 3 million. It's like 5 million. You know,
we're going to hear the static, and it's just going to be your voice. Man, that's a lot of money. Wow.
I'm just not going to do it.
Either way, it's funny.
I mean, assuming it's going to be a lot of money because...
Right, I mean...
Even 10 years now is a lot of fucking money.
Well, I mean, the thing here is that we've... More than once, we've done the calculations to show the difference in inflation, especially since the 1970s when we got off the gold standard. Now, the jail sat at the corner of Hampson and Short Streets. It was known as the 9th Precinct Prison or Old Carrollton Jail. It was a 2-story building made of black brick and was considered the shadow of the Greek Revival courthouse in front of it. So, like, the courthouse, big, huge, beautiful. Behind it, woo, that's spooky. That's the prison. It was built with the brutalist style of architecture that most prisons are built with, even to this day.
So it kind of... Like, I don't know why I was picturing the Gothic look, but...
No, that's just a Ritter with its fancy, awesome.
Yeah. But, yeah, I guess that would make sense. I mean, some of the penitentiaries, like...
There's some architecture that's...
Like, they did, like, the... They did, like, the... I don't want to say Gothic, but like old world style architecture at one point. And then they're just like, no, we're just going to make it as ugly and as
depressing and
hateful as possible.
You see that? That just looks like it's giving you the finger now.
Yeah.
Actually, they wouldn't do that because we'd all find it funny if we ever end up there. There's the flick off gargle.
Yeah. You see that they wouldn't do that. It's like when I went to, and I didn't pay to go there. Someone like paid or gave us the tickets, but when we went to the Angola rodeo,
the Angola, yeah. I mean, the thing with Angola is it's such a block, boring, like it is not an assault on the senses in the same way as some other prisons are that are like designed to make you uncomfortable. It's just offensive with how boring and bland the architecture is.
I will say, it was fun, like, you know, going around talking with the convicts because, you know, no matter what they're in there for, they're trying to, you know, they're selling stuff, and then, you know, we like to craft, do DIY, and they have pretty much nothing to do except that.
Some of the woodworking and leatherworking to come out of the prison is... Yeah,
so I would sit there and do that.
Well, fun fact, that used to be some of the training that was at Angola in the past, was you could come out a licensed leatherworker or carpenter.
That's cool.
Because we used to, in prisons, focus on rehabilitation so that the individual coming out would have a viable source of income through a trade. Like, it used to have one of the best welding schools. That's what's bad. We had one of the best welding schools in the state penitentiary.
But then... I'm assuming it's private prisons, but yeah.
Every prison in the state is...
The rodeo itself, though, weird. Like,
yeah.
I didn't really tell Ruby and Hannah that, but I was kind of weirded out by the whole rodeo experience.
It's different.
And it's like, the last thing they do is like, they try and get the coin off the bull's head. It's like, these dudes aren't getting paid to do that.
No, they're not, because they're prisoners.
Yeah. It's like, these dudes are like, at most, they're getting like more concessions on the day.
We'll give you a year off your sentence if you get that coin off. You know, there's one dude who's like, I got 8 months left. If I get that coin, I'm going, wee.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Now, one of the things that kind of connects to De Ritter and Angola is the year that the prison opened, hangings and executions were banned within the city limits of New Orleans, and so some of the surrounding area. So they built a gallows in the courtyard.
So they're like, "Oh, you can't hang people in New Orleans? Well, we're just going to
we
go
got
to
you,
Carrollton.
boo. We got you, boo. We're going to build gallows for you in New Orleans, and we're not going to let anybody watch it. We're going to put it in the courtyard. It's a private hanging.
It's nice, private, just a nice intimate hanging."
They light the candles. They give you a glass of wine.
There's some cherry blossom trees in there.
Some anime theme just plays loosely in the background. Lo-fi remix of like Tenchi fucking Muyo or some shit. Oh no, because then they would, when the yo noise goes off, that's when they'd probably pull the lever. You know somebody would. Oh god. Anyway, conditions were horrible because it was a jail in the 1800s in the deep south with hot, bugs, gas, and no ventilation.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't even have to put that, really.
No, I have conditions, and then I have those in parentheses. You know, the 1800s.
You know, the 1800s. You know, Louisiana.
You know, it's hot. Everybody's got swamp ass and mosquitoes and shit. So guards were not always paying attention due to low pay and understaffing, and some inmates were allowed to technically be guards because then you don't have to pay them. You just give them extra food.
I mean, that tracks.
So,
that
because of this,
tracks.
there's lots of suicide, a lot of death by diseases, or inmates using the gallows themselves to kill other inmates.
So wait, they would just be like, yeah, I'm a guard. I don't fucking like you, so get out your cell.
Or a guard.
Go to the Cherry Blossom Courtyard. We're going to play the anime music.
Dun-a-dun-a-dun. Just the Inuyasha song starts playing at 3 a.m. So even in the 1800s, someone wakes up at 3 a.m. to Inuyasha's ending credits. Oh, like they got
the
Timothy.
Fucking DBZ fucking intermediate, or what is it? The recap music starts playing.
Bum 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 bum. Jesus Christ. But no, like, also guards would like get bribed to look the other way, and prisoners would find an unlocked cell, find other unlocked ways to get to the courtyard, and then hang someone they didn't like.
You know,
the guards also did this to deal with trouble prisoners.
It's crazy how, like, you know, we as a society, especially here in the South, have been like, we're just not going to learn from our mistakes. In fact, we're just going to make it worse. You know, all these bad conditions. Well,
when we talked about the Orleans Parish prison,
yeah,
the number of times guards happen to lose a gun.
It's like, oh no, my 9mm is gone.
Never get a gun again. You lose rights because you mishandled everything.
But we're also just like, hey, we made things bad. Let's do it worse by having private prisons and being the private prison capital of the U.S.
Which means of the world.
Of the world, yes.
Now, inmates were noted to it documented. So we know at least 3 men were lynched in prison. One for dismembering children and the other 2 for hurting women. In fact, apparently one of the men that got lynched, remember when we talked about the elephant room and the hotel that had the very badass lady that was running it?
Right.
Someone messed with her and found themselves dead.
In this prison.
In this prison because the boys loved her.
You don't fuck with her.
No. What happened?
You don't fuck with her.
It's like, you talk bad about Dolly Parton. What happened? We just found him.
Yeah, I mean, he suddenly has 2 bullet holes in the back of his head. I don't know how that happened. He just killed himself. You know?
But
he was hogtied, but you know, sometimes they get away.
So, bullet point. Apparently, the inmates were often the executioners. Yeah, that's what I wrote. So, a lot of times, they were just allowed to handle themselves. And that still happens in max security for violent offenders.
Oh, yeah.
Few investigations to murders were ever conducted. One murder on site was a man who dissolved his wife in lye, and he was beat to death by the guards and prisoners before his trial.
Okay.
So he stuck his wife in the dip like he's Judge Doom or whatever it was from Roger Rabbit.
He's doing a fucking, like, Breaking Bad, putting him in the, like, in the
lye. And dissolved her after murdering her. So the guards and the prisoners just decided to stomp a him-shaped hole in him.
Okay. I mean, I'm not like terribly beat up about it, but it's like, damn, I wouldn't expect that for like hardened criminals.
It's that one comic where the bad guys and the good guys team up because there's one worse guy.
It's like, I mean, that's what you hear about, like, you know, like child molesters and, you know, pedophiles and shit in prison. Like, they have to be, like, separated from
General Pop.
Yeah.
It then, during the Civil War, became a Confederate and then turned into a Union prisoner of war camp. So New Orleans very quickly got taken out in the Civil War, got taken over by the Union. And so initially it was a Confederate prisoner of war camp. It kept some Confederates that got drunk and did shit they weren't supposed to because it was so far away from the front line. And then it became a Union-controlled prisoner of war camp. So, yay, because of all those. Like, I think Andersonville and the one in Chicago or something we should add to the list to look into. I think you should look into those because I know a thing or two about a thing or two, and I want to see your face when you come in after researching that.
Yeah, just send it to me or put it in the document.
I curate the document. I've added so much crap recently.
And you know what? Like, the last few I haven't even gotten from the document, and I feel bad.
No, it's cool. Now, but in 1974, New Orleans absorbed Carrollton, and the city became a neighborhood. So Carrollton became part of Orleans Parish and became part of New Orleans because the city just grew into it and just... Everybody out there moved there pretty much from New Orleans. We're like, yeah, we're just part of New Orleans.
You know, whatever. We're New Orleans now. We'll be that.
Now, I'll be honest, I absolutely love the Carrollton neighborhood of New Orleans because while the French Quarter is fun, is so touristy, I can get just as good food as from some of the really good restaurants down there in Carrollton. The problem is when you get out to Carrollton, it stops looking like New Orleans.
Okay, so I've been saying Carrollton. Okay. I mean, I'm assuming, like, I haven't been there. I
guarantee you have without knowing it.
Okay.
Because it's
the
over
problem
by
is, too, I haven't been to New Orleans in, like, 3 or 4 years.
So, if you've ever gone out near Audubon Park or near the zoo, you've gone through Uptown, the Garden District, and Carrollton.
Okay.
It's in that area. Yeah. We got
to schedule a trip to New Orleans soon.
I need the people in Shreveport to respond to me about that planned trip. I've called and texted, but the voicemail box is full and they're not contacting me. So there might be no spooky stuff when we go to Shreveport.
Well, let's just...
We got time.
So
yeah, it got absorbed. The courthouse was shut down and eventually became McDonough 23. McDonough are all the schools in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
So it operated, I should say 1874 New Orleans absorbed Carrollton, not 19. I should say 18. I had a typo. The school remained open until 1950 as McDonough 23.
So it stayed a school for...
Longer than it was an operating prison, yes.
That's...
Courthouse. Thing is that there was a prison right behind the school.
They're like, what happened here? Well, over there next to the cherry tree.
It just all of a sudden Tank from Cowboy Bebop starts playing.
Wow!
Okay, so it would later be Ben Franklin School, Lusher Middle School, Audubon Charter School, before being vacated in 2013. So the courthouse became a school repeatedly.
So it just switched from different names and different sort of school. Like, was it like different types of schools, or like was it
Well,
like
the last
middle, elementary, or?
It was a high school, then a middle school, and then it became a charter school. Also, Katrina's responsible for some of the emptying of the previous residents.
I figure, like, anytime we talk about New Orleans and we talk about any sort of building, I'm assuming that, like, shit really changed around Katrina.
Well, Katrina shut it down, and then it came back as a charter school. But fun fact, Ben Franklin High School was the first school in New Orleans to desegregate.
Oh.
So cool. I've mentioned some terrible things. Feather in the hat to this spot, first desegregated school. Now, it was also known for being one of the best academic high schools in the city. It moved in 1990 to a new location.
Okay, so they didn't actually, like, shut down the school itself. They were just like, okay, we're going to get a different facility. I would assume so, because, you know...
It's a courthouse. It's big, but it's not
like
that big. Now,
at that point, I would think New Orleans would be expanding.
Now, the courthouse building was sold by the Orleans Parish School Board in 2017 for $4.7 million to the Houston developers of senior living centers. The Carrollton is now an assisted living home. So, okay. And it's pretty. Like, it's been months since I've researched this, but I remember going to the website. They've added a new building to the side.
So, is it assisted living, or is it
it's assisted living? You're mostly on your own, but there's some nursing staff on.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured.
It's
where my aunt is in one of the old buildings on
over by old Johnny's.
Yeah, in McKean. That one is assisted living, and she has her own little apartment and everything. But yeah.
Now, the prison closed in 1932 due to people thinking it was a bad idea to have a prison literally right next to the school, like almost touching it. Like prisoners would yell shit at kids when they went to lunch and recess.
Yeah, that would be bad.
And you know exactly what they were yelling.
Yeah, especially if it was a high school. There's probably some very gross comments.
Now, in 1937, they demolished the prison.
Really?
And built the playground on top of it.
Okay.
They built a swing set over where the gallows were. Like, they didn't destroy the brick courtyard.
Okay, so what you're saying is eventually they're just like, okay, we're just going to get rid of the prison entirely and just have a nice little playground here.
Well, no, it was a playground for the school when it was McDonough.
Yeah.
Where the gallows were, they put a swing set. People swung a different way at that point. And I'm like, someone with a dark sense of humor had to have done this.
They're just taking up the cherry blossom trees. I don't know why cherry blossom trees got into my head.
It's like you just want like the moment you hear the handle being pulled for the gallows, you see a side view of whoever's standing on the balcony, and the cherry blossoms just
they just kind of flow through the air.
You're trying to make it artsy for a terrible moment. Now let's talk about ghosts, because
obviously
that's the point. We got the history of this place and just made asses of ourselves talking about it. But multiple guards reported being touched or pushed when not near anyone in the prison.
Of course.
Objects would fly off shelves and hit guards hard enough to leave bruises where there were no prisoners to chunk shit at them. Portraits spun, blankets were pulled off, and inmates were full body flung off of racks.
Okay, so this was... Okay, so this isn't just like, oh, I saw some orbs or some dumb shit like that. It's like, no, we're gonna like toss your ass on this.
Now, in 1899, the Times Democrat ran an article, "Real Ghost Story: The Old Carrollton Jail is Said to Be Haunted." So we're talking 1899. Up towards the front of the newspaper, we got, "Is the jail haunted?" So like,
So it already has a reputation long before like modern ghost stories.
Yep. Now the article detailed that anyone that leaned against a certain wall would be thrown from it.
That's cool.
People who sat or laid on the sofa on that wall were whole body thrown off of it, like catapulted up and off. The couch was even thrown several feet from the wall one time. Like the person's like, "This is my wall. Nobody touched this wall. You did not ask permission to touch my wall." Now, the reporter also experienced. He assumed the story was fake until he leaned against the wall and then got yeeted.
So he's like,
"Oh, this is some bullshit. This is some like us. This is bullshit." Leans against the wall, and like he's on the floor. Like a minute later, he's like, "What just happened?" Like, "We told you.
We told you about this, but you didn't listen."
Why do y'all keep the couch on that wall? Well, it brings the room together.
In a way.
It's just a decorative couch now. That's not a sitting couch. And what's bad is I'm looking at you. You know of one place you've been to that had a decorative couch that you did not.
You just look at it and you're like, I can't sit on it. It's like, might have the plastic on it. It's like,
If it was in someone's house, that's Meemaw's plastic couch. You don't sit on that.
Yeah.
That's for good company.
It's like, okay, thanks.
Thanks, Meemaw.
Well, the thing is, it's like, that might have been my aunt's house. But my mama's house, no. She never had plastic on it because we never went to her house.
That's true.
Or her other house. Or her house on Apple.
Or the third house.
Yeah.
Several reports of women coming to the front desk and vanishing were reported. So women would come and ask for an inmate and just...
Oh.
They resembled two women who died there who had killed their shared boyfriend.
Oh,
They didn't know at the time they had been sharing him. They cut out his liver.
Oh.
And burned it.
You go, girl.
I can't. These ghosts did nothing wrong. These women, like, okay.
Look, I thought it was like a poly situation where the guy
didn't.
fucked up.
No, he didn't.
No, he was like philandering or whatever.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like
philandering. I don't think it's the right term. That just
he
felt
being
right.
he being a slut.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like I teach high school, and like every spring we'll have girls get into fights because they're with the same dude, and I'm like, y'all should both go kick his ass. He cheated on both of you.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to whoop each other's asses.
Now, maybe removing the liver is a bit too far.
Yeah, students, don't do that if you ever find the podcast.
Don't remove a liver.
I have 3 former students that have all graduated that are actively trying to find the podcast and still sending me emails on my work email going, "We're going to find it. We're going to find you." I'm like, why did you make this so much scarier and creepier?
It's like, we're going to find your podcast. We're going to listen to it, and then we're going to scrutinize.
I will find you. And I will kill you.
Oh, God, they're going to listen to that. They're going to listen to the Propylium episode.
You know what? They're just going to be like, no, there's nothing worse we can do to him. That was a hot mess. I don't want to re-record it, though. I don't.
It's out there.
It exists.
We did it.
At least I didn't tell the second story about when I had to go use that exact same bathroom after the ghosty moment. Some people were really enjoying the wedding night that were not the bride and groom. Yeah. Sergeant Shoemaker was seen in the building for a year after he died going through his rounds.
So Mr. Shoemaker.
Sergeant. He was in uniform, and he, according to some stories, he responded to you when you called him.
Okay.
So, like, you had, like, an intelligent haunt of Sergeant Shoemaker. A judge was choked by an unseen force in the courthouse near the entrance to the prison.
So someone just decided, fuck you, Judge. From the afterlife, you still fuck
From
me.
From hell I stab at thee.
It's like, I remember you.
Children for years reported a figure at the side of the swing set where the gallows used to be, hanging from the bar.
Oh.
Which would have been the height of where the rope stopped on the gallows.
Oh, that's weird.
That's terrifying. Like, why does this swing set get no action? Why does it still look new 5 years later?
No kids touching it.
Have you seen the dead man hanging from the bar? Hold up, kids. What the fuck? Because that'd be me as a teacher. And then I want to hear their story and then would never sleep again. Or go near that swing set. The sounds of fights would come from empty cells or cells where everyone was asleep. The sounds of those fights were also reported on the ground where the prison was after it was torn down. Like, it would just sound like people beating the hell out of each other, and there's nobody there. And I know that, like, this could have been a fight a block away, and, like, acoustics could be weird, but, like, this site, that doesn't seem like
I will say this. Like, there has been a few of these where we just go through the general, like, ghost stuff. This one seems to have, like, very specific and very unique.
Well, the thing is that I can't say orbs and cold spots because the most haunted location on it was destroyed. So it's like, I actually had a historical haunting.
Yeah.
For a site that doesn't exist, and like a couple people still noted some things happening where that was. Let's see, prisoners reported being threatened by unseen voices. There were disembodied footsteps. There was a man who would stand next to your cot and stare down at you with glowing eyes.
Oh, that's just the Hat Man.
That's what I thought, but I mean, like, the Hat Man existed before Benadryl.
I mean, I would assume so. If he's an interdimensional being.
When the prison was destroyed, people reported it looked like bodies moving in the dust. And it also, people reported seeing individuals that were not fully corporeal sitting on the ruins looking around like, where do I go now? They made homeless ghosts.
Well, that's sad. Now I'm sad.
Remember first school to desegregate, though. Like, let's go back to that silver lining.
Good job, Carrollton.
Cell 3 had about a dozen prisoners over the course of the prison's operation report getting the shit beat out of them by an unseen force. Like, pulled from their bunk, slammed into walls, and hit.
There is a lot of, like, straight up
violence, yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, so, again, like, we go over a lot of these, and we've gone over a lot of, like, haunted places where 9 times out of 10, it's like you hear the White Lady, or you hear the Soldier Ghost, or you heir about orbs,
the Colonel,
or things like that. This one is like, no, you're getting your ass beat.
the Carrollton, old Carrollton prison, before it was destroyed, that ghost was throwing hands.
The ghost is going to throw hands, but first it's going to whisper, it's like, I'm going to beat your ass. And you're like, what the fuck? And then you just start getting fucking thrown against the wall.
And since you're not a level 5 or above monk, you can't punch the ghost back.
You can't. You're just there for the taking.
You're just getting that ass beat.
But yeah, no, it's really, like, I'm really enjoying this because, you know, I mean, it can get kind of repetitive to be like, oh yeah, White Lady. And I've actually kind of, like, not done some because I've had a lot of repeats of, like, yeah, this is a haunted place, and it's also just the normal shit.
Sorry, Spencer just messaged. Our friend Ninja Spence is at Anime Matsuri right now and loving the cosplay competition. However, he also is laughing at my hate for Vic Mignogna.
That's fair. It's well deserved.
Fuck Vic. Anyway, most of the other stories I got were like somebody walked through the bars, or mostly unseen individuals walking the property.
Yeah, just the general spooky.
The courthouse has really distanced itself from the history of the prison since it became an assisted living place, because you really don't want to have your assisted living folks, some of which do start moving into severe care towards the end of their stay, because
they might have like the early stages of like
dementia or something. You don't want to tell them a ghost story. So the getting hauntings from the courthouse was harder, but there were a few. Like somebody said that they saw what looked like a lawyer or a judge walking through the lobby when it was a school. Kids would report like seeing someone look like they were in handcuffs sitting on a bench and then vanish, kind of stuff. But there was no like more substantiation than that. And kind of like because I called the municipal auditorium over in Shreveport. They don't do ghost tours, and the new operators do not want anything to do with the haunted history, and they will not talk to you about it. The Sanders Theater in Shreveport actively tells people they are not haunted now after years of saying they were haunted. So there's a whole lot of places out there when the ownership changes and the business change.
They don't really.
Listening to Graveyard Tales, they were talking about St. Augustine. And they were talking about this one site that you cannot do ghost investigations in anymore that used to be a hotel, but now it's like law offices. And they distance themselves from everything. Like, there was like a pirate ghost and shit, man, like in some of the old stories. But they're like, no, we're just a 150-year-old building. Built on the side of a building that's older than the United States. So our basement is older than the country.
Yeah. On one hand, I'm like, I understand where they're coming from. It's like you buy this building for your business and you're not really trying. Or like in the case of like a theater, it's like your main thing is not being haunted. Your main thing is...
We put on shows. They do offer tours at the Sanders, but it's kind of like Hotel Monroe here. I worked in both of those buildings that Hotel Monroe is. I know those buildings are haunted from personal experiences. They will not entertain letting you come in and do anything because they're only like a 3-4-year-old hotel.
And they don't really want to... Like, I will say this... Like, doing, like, the whole haunted bit for a lot of places invites a very specific type of clientele that might not be...
You mean us.
Yeah. And it's not going to overlap with, like, let's say you're a hoity-toity hotel in Monroe, Louisiana, of all places. You don't
Well, they're going to put an Amtrak station near there, too, so they're going to get some actual decent business.
I'm making a joke mostly, but
I know, but I mean, to be fair, it's a high-end hotel with $300 a night stays, and we live in the only sizable city in northern Louisiana or northeastern Louisiana. Honestly, the closest thing that compares to us is Alexandria, and it's...
I don't know how it's doing right now, but
Alexandria is still a dead zone on a lot of stuff, man. It's like they're trying, like they're kind of, because I've looked for more stuff, because like we have like 70,000 views on the Hotel Bentley, on TikTok, and like it still gets comments, and like Alexandria is representing. There's more people that have commented and done stuff on that video than there are in either Alexandria or Monroe,
right?
But like there's kind of like a revival happening in Alexandria that we started to experience and then it died out.
Yeah.
Like the hipsterish kind of stuff is still kind of going in Alexandria.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There is like, and there's like places I know in like Shreveport, like or like in just theater scenes in general, they don't want to have to like, outside of their normal operations, because theaters can be chaotic. They don't want to be like, okay, now we're going to entertain a ghost tour, or we're going to entertain this ghost group to come in here.
I mean, like,
and fuck around in the middle of the night.
Like Shreveport has some haunted houses, but they don't do ghost tours. Atlanta did, but I had to go 5 miles in Atlanta to get to the ghost tours because it was old Atlanta. But like New Orleans makes sense. Lafayette makes sense because those like, for some reason, like that little bit of European culture that still extends to both Acadiana and New Orleans kind of meshes with the idea of a ghost story. But when you live like where we do in generic rural USA, which if anybody wants to argue with me, at me, Monroe is a city in a very rural section of the country.
Yeah.
Like we're in the section of the state that nobody fucking claims.
It's like, the next few cities, quote unquote, like...
Ruston's good, though.
Ruston's good.
I'm going to be going there tonight for some pizza.
It's like, Ruston's good, and then, like... But if you, like, going out the bathroom, it, like, sub 10,000 people.
Yeah, it's very quickly you start moving into 3-digit population markers in the...
Yeah.
And some of them very low. Like, there's one city that you pass through going up to visit my family. Population 58.
Yeah.
And that sign's old as hell, so I'm starting to think it might be 48. Any case, we've kind of wandered back off. So my response is, I think the Carrollton prison was 100% haunted.
At the very least, it's a very creepy and very, like, there's a lot of places out there that claim hauntings that really probably shouldn't. But this is a place that has had like constant.
They had violent ghosts, man. Like
Yeah, and like it had a violent past and has violent ghosts to match it.
I mean, it's like, think about it. It's like most of the other places I've talked about that haunted, or you've mentioned with some of the hauntings you talked about. It's like, ooh, I'm spooky, and now you're uncomfortable. I moved your fucking keys.
Or even like the fucking St. Louis #1. Cool place, cool vibe. Most of the ghosts there are like, oh, you see them over here, and then you don't. But this one's like, nah, fuck you.
I'm gonna beat your ass. Why? Because it's Tuesday.
I'm mad. The cherry trees are gone.
Anyway, my sources. GhostCityTours.com, New Orleans, Haunted New Orleans, Old Carrollton Jail. VeryLocal.com, Haunted Carrollton Jail. USGhostAdventures.com, Haunted Cities, Carrollton Jail. Southern Gothic Podcast, which, great podcast. CRNANOLA.org. AbandonedSoutheast.com, and SouthernSpiritGuide.org, a theater of mental travel, New Orleans.
Now, this was a really good one.
I will also say I did not save the website. Like, I'm kicking myself now because I'm looking at this. I didn't save the website because I did go and read the newspaper article on digitally uploaded microfiche.
Oh, okay. No, I like this. I like this entire thing. Like, it's always good to. It's depressing, but it's fun to listen to like the history and the hauntings of like the old jails and the old places that we have, not just in New Orleans, but just in the South generally. We got a lot of like rough history here.
Well, to be fair, the whole country has rough history. I just feel the South is
just extra gritty.
It was out there, like it's
very obvious, very just in your face. But anyway, we are Backwoods Obscura, release every Tuesday. Eventually, we're gonna have some Patreon stuff. Once I get past my school stuff, but we're also Team Bonus Action and Brouhaha.
Brouhaha updates the 20th every month. We actually missed this last month, unfortunately, because I was in Atlanta. So it will air in August. And Team Bonus Action is a group of friends who like to play games online. Right now, we are going through Dawn of Resurgent Shadows. I finally got it right.
You did it.
Yay. That streams on Sundays. We have several episodes that have not posted yet, so one will be up more than likely the Sunday that you listen to this at 9 a.m. We're also, because we are about to move into August, moving into Extra Life season. So by the time you hear this, all donations to TBA will start shifting to go to Children's Hospital in Jackson. Children's of Mississippi in Jackson. There we go. They changed their name. But Children's of Mississippi in Jackson to help parents pay for medical bills and not have to choose between house bills, Christmas gifts, and their children's health. Because the American healthcare system is an absolute goddamn nightmare.
Especially now.
And if you hear this anytime out of the last quarter of the year, we are always in support of the ACLU and the Trevor Project.
Yes.
So if you can donate, please do. And be looking out for any stream from TBA here in the future to switch to blue and to have the counter for Extra Life to be on it.
Right. With that, I hope you have a good day and night at whatever time it is. Over there. I got it. I did it.
You did it. You did it. Oh, no, the ghost is coming.
Oh, God.
His hands are up.